Picture this. Two people. Same intelligence, same job market, same opportunities. But one of them ends up with over $1 million more than the other. Not because they worked harder, not because they earned more, but because they made one decision 10 years earlier. And here's the uncomfortable part. The person who ends up richer actually invested less money. That doesn't feel right. It shouldn't work like that. But it does. Because when it comes to building wealth, there's one factor that quietly matters more than your salary, more than your job title, even more than how smart your investments are. And that factor is time. Not the time you spend working, the time your money spends working. And if you miss that window, you don't just fall behind. You create a gap that becomes almost impossible to close. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how that happens. Not with hype, not with theory, but with real numbers, real behavior, and real decisions that quietly shape your financial future. I'm Sai, and I spend an enormous amount of time studying finances so you don't have to. Let's get into it. Let's break this down with something simple. No complex charts, just two people. Ethan is 25. He just started his career in Toronto. He earns about $55,000 a year. Nothing extraordinary. But Ethan does one thing differently. Every month, automatically, he invests $300. Not when he feels like it. Not when there's money left. Before his brain gets involved. He doesn't check the market every day. He doesn't chase trends. He just stays consistent. After 10 years, at 35, Ethan stops investing. Completely. Life gets busy. Other priorities show up. Now meet Daniel. Daniel is also 25. Same city, same salary, same starting point. But Daniel has a different approach. He says, I'll start investing once I'm earning more. So he waits. He upgrades his lifestyle a bit. Better apartment, better car, more flexibility. He's not irresponsible. He's just normal. Fast forward 10 years. Daniel is now 35. He's doing well, earning close to $95,000. Now he's ready. Now he starts investing. And he goes hard. $900 a month. 3 times more than Ethan ever invested. And he keeps going. Every month. All the way to 60. Now let's compare. Ethan invests $300 a month for 10 years and then stops. Daniel invests $900 a month for 25 years. Who wins? Most people say Daniel, but here's the reality. Ethan ends up ahead. Not slightly, significantly. This is where things start to feel counterintuitive, because we're used to thinking more effort equals more results. But money doesn't behave like effort. It behaves like momentum. When Ethan started investing early, he wasn't just investing money. He was buying time. And time does something very powerful. At first, almost nothing. His portfolio barely moved. It didn't feel exciting. It didn't feel meaningful. But underneath, compounding was building. And compounding doesn't grow in a straight line. It grows slowly, then suddenly. Most of the growth happens later, not earlier, which creates a trap. Because when Daniel starts at 35, he misses the early phase. But more importantly, he delays the powerful phase. And no matter how much he invests later, he cannot recreate lost time. Ethan didn't win because he invested more. He didn't. He won because he stayed longer. He gave his money more time to compound, more time to recover from downturns, more time to grow without interruption. Daniel, on the other hand, is always trying to catch up. And when you feel behind financially, you start making different decisions. You take more risks. You chase returns. You try to speed things up. Not because you're careless, but because you feel pressure. And pressure rarely leads to good financial decisions.
Now let's talk about something most people believe. If I earn more, I'll be fine. It sounds logical, but it's incomplete. Because income is just potential. Wealth is what you actually build over time. Daniel earns more than Ethan, but he started later. And that delay costs him more than the extra income can fix. Because life expands with income, always. You earn more, you spend more. Not intentionally, just gradually. Better lifestyle, more convenience, more commitments. And suddenly, there's less room to invest than you expected. That's the trap. Waiting for higher income means you never truly catch up. So what's the takeaway? You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to start. Start small. Start simple. But most importantly, automate it. Because if investing depends on motivation, it won't last. Set it up so the money leaves your account before you can spend it. Make it boring. Make it consistent. And let time do what effort cannot. At some point, something shifts. Your investments start growing faster than your contributions. And that's when it clicks. This was never about income. It was about time. Because the people who build wealth aren't the ones who earn the most. They're the ones who start early enough to let compounding work in their favor. So don't wait. Not for a raise, not for a better job, not for the right time. Because the cost of waiting is invisible at first, but massive later. Start now. Stay consistent. And let time handle the rest. And years from now, you won't care how much you started with. You'll just be glad you started early. If this made you rethink how you approach money, that's exactly why I make these videos. Comment below. When did you start investing, or what's stopping you? And subscribe if you want more simple, practical, no-hype finance content. I'm Sai. I'll see you in the next one.